What's up, everybody?
What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Klamtucky Bourbon Boyz. I'm Mike. That's
Dave.
That's Dave.
We got one pick from Kentucky and one that came from Kentucky.
Yeah, kind of a standard bearer, I guess you could call it, from Kentucky. To me on the bourbon pages out in the world, it's the bourbon people love to hate.
You know what? It's delicious. It's delicious.
Of course, I'm referring to the Blantons. It just so happens we've already been working on it before.
So yes, I've kicked Buffalo enough. It was just not the day, I guess, to find said. We saw them bought that's the can't get past it. So we did see them. They were bottling Blantons on the day that we were there.
Yeah, which is a very hands-on process, more than you would expect, actually, for this day and age. Hand labeling and pouring.
Yeah, and just they are unique. I mean, we've told you guys before, but just their rail system for the barrels, it was cool. I mean,
It's kind of like train tracks that are just raised, I don't know, what, an inch or so above the level of the ground, parallel to each other, so they can get a barrel out of the rick house and just roll it across, and then these tracks guide it wherever they're. It's kind of cool.
It is
hard
cool
to describe, but yeah, it's just some rails in the ground that guide the barrels where they're going to go. But it looks like they've been there forever.
Well, so there was so many. Every distiller had their own. I'll say longest statement. Oh, this building was made in 1492, or they all have something special. The oldest building, the longest
continuous production,
right?
Yeah, first bottled bourbon, which is an old Forester claim, but this one, so it says Blanton's Distilling Company on it. It's a Buffalo Trace product, and I guess that's just a little innuendo. I don't know. It's Buffalo Trace. It's Mash Bill 1, which is where all their good stuff is from.
Well, and so yeah, maybe they can do that because I think we've mentioned it before. They don't move their barrel. So once they pack a barrel in whatever rick house, that stays there until they see fit for whatever product they want to use it for. So maybe that's how they get away with that, because they did. So they do have a special, what do you call it, building just for bottling Blantons.
Yeah,
I forget the name of that building, but so maybe that's how they can.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
I mean, they probably
Blantons.
own business, the names, the brand names of the different products they sell, so they can just say, this is Blanton's. But regardless, and like Dave was saying, it's very specific. So this is from Rick House H and Rick number 37. It was dumped on February 10th of 23, and from barrel number 507, and it's at 93 proof. So kind of cool little details that you get.
Well, and of course you can tell by the galloping horse. That's the what is that? That's the N, I believe, right?
That is the N of the horses. So if you're not super familiar with Blantons, you can spell out right down here by the back leg is the alphabet. And you can get different horses in different strides, and they have different letters. So you can get the BLANTO, of course, N again, and S, and spell out Blantons. And each one of those is going to have a horse in a different position of its stride. So I don't know. It's kind of unique. And if you can get it for retail price, which is about $65, $70, it's great pour for that price. Now, I think the reason it's hated so much is because on the secondary market, there are people out there that think that's $150, $180 bottle because it's hard to find. It is an allocated bourbon. Um, well, I decided to bring this one out because I still have an unopened one in a box in the bar in the house. I happened to run across, so this is kind of a bonus bottle now, and it's getting dusty. I needed to drink a little more of it.
Well, yeah, February 23. That's getting old.
Yeah, and I probably got it. I'm gonna guess around April, maybe May of 23. But man, it smells good. It tastes good. You know, it's got those rich fruit notes on it.
Yeah,
Molasses.
the flavor itself, it's one of my favorites. A little bit sweeter side, non drying.
It just drinks super easy. Of course, it's
It
not a
does
high proof 93.
it does have legs on there. But yeah, OLCC prices 60. I'll say 60, 65, almost 70 now. I think last time I was offered that it was a $70 bottle. I'd do that price all day.
Yeah.
Now, Cali prices, yeah, I see why there's some hate out there. I don't know if I would. I'll say with tax, push a $200.
Yeah, it's
I
ridiculous.
don't. I don't know if I would do that.
What did surprise me is when we were in Kentucky, I did not see a bottle of that on a shelf anywhere that we went. Saw it getting packaged at the distillery. Never saw a bottle on a shelf anywhere we went that was available for purchase. They had it locked away at Buffalo in the little room of, hey, look what you can't buy, but we got.
Yeah,
um,
I'm gonna glance over that fact right there. That room.
yeah. So anyway, I'd like to know your guys' take on it if you've had Blantons before, and if you're feeling the hate side of things, or if you actually enjoy it or appreciate it. But to me, it's popular for a reason. I mean, part of that's the stigma when they make something allocated. It's certain folks just have to have it because it's allocated. Um,
I'll go a different route. Would you like us to see an old fashioned out of it? Because
I'll do that.
I've done that so many.
Wait, have you with your Blantons or with my Blantons, and I didn't know it?
No, it was my plans. I'll do it. So yeah, I'm not a. Neither one of us are afraid to do it. But yeah, Eagle Rare makes an awesome old
Oh
fashioned.
yeah,
Blanton's makes an old. You get what you pay for. If you're gonna have the Remus, if you're gonna have a spendy bottle that you like to enjoy just by itself, dude, take those 2 ounces and don't tell anybody you did it, but do it because it's fantastic.
or just tell the people that'll be offended by it because it's fun. Hey, look, I made an old fashioned out of my freaking George T. Stagg or
Yeah, do it.
Senior Pappy.
If you've
Yeah,
never done, and I won't even put a tag on it. If you've never done a little bit out of the ordinary, make you go ouchie shot, give it a shot because it's definitely worth it.
good whiskey is good in a cocktail too. What's, I mean, I love to enjoy good whiskey neat, but yeah, like Dave said, I'm not afraid to. I'm not going to go into some kind of like Kentucky tea. I probably won't use a real good bourbon in something that's got a lot of ingredients that are really going to subdue the true nuances of a good bourbon. But to me, an old fashioned doesn't do that at all. It just kind of gives it a twist, but it doesn't hide the nature of the bourbon you're drinking.
Right.
Yeah.
No, yeah, and if you're gonna do it, I mean, take your time in making it. Pick your bitters that you like. Don't I mean we like Pichards. Don't get us wrong, but man, Old Forester, Craig has some good ones. We love the Crater Lake. If you can get the Crater Lake bitters,
They're really good.
those are phenomenal. But take your time, do the right measurements. If you like a little, oh, put a little extra sugar in there. It's wonderful. Just take your time with it.
Yeah, an experiment.
Get your little fancy cube.
But yeah, Blends is a great bourbon,
What you put in it, you'll get out of it.
right? Well, and that's the thing. Don't just throw junk at it. If you got a quality whiskey you're going to make a cocktail out of, use quality ingredients along with that. So, but yeah, not not bad, sir.
And yeah, thanks for bringing that out because I'm not a hater by no means.
I'm just tired of dusting it.
Well, if you had to, I guess. Whatever. So yeah, my contribution this week was I don't think I. So this one I did get from, excuse me, from Kentucky. I believe I pulled this one from. Was it Heaven Hill?
Yes, it says so on the price tag on the back there.
Oh. So yeah, so this is my, I guess, second bottle of Evan that you have shown on the show. This is not like the first one, so that you're on the two sides of things. So this is definitely, I hate to call it entry level Evan Williams, but yes, this is the cheaper selection of Evan Williams for sure. This one to me, however, this one is special. What do you know? We're just gonna pass Veterans Day, but so yeah, this one was selected. I believe they picked the barrel or tasted six veterans, and whichever bottle you got, it does show the veterans on the inside
Yeah, it gives you a picture of them and their
that
names.
that
And
tasted and put together this I guess
pic-
release. Yeah, however they many dumped. Um, but yeah, this is, I'm sorry. This is called the American Hero Edition. This is the 24 release. Standard Evans 1783. It's 90 proof. But yes, this one is selected by the veterans. And kind of a, I guess, a bittersweet, at least for me. I did pick this because nobody was had it. But I did see this on the Oregon shores in the liquor store. So, if you are interested and want a little taste, it's a little bit, I'll call it a little bit more available than what maybe I first thought, but it's a good pour. Um,
in true Evan Williams fashion, it's got a screw-on cap.
I think that's the
I
only
think that's
kind of
all
make.
they do. Yeah, I've never seen Evan with a cork in, regardless of the bottle.
Um,
I'd be curious to go back to back now with these two.
but yes, uh, standard Evan Williams. You definitely got the characteristic of the distiller in there. It is a little bit different than the 1783 because it is
Veteran
picked.
selected.
Yeah, but standard delicious fare. Mm.
There's a nose is way, way, way. Obviously, that's a different whiskey, but way different from blends. Not sweet, almost a tart hint. I'm picking up on that.
I'll give you that one.
I don't know how to grainy, dusty grain. Uh, Right?
I don't know how. Yes,
Yeah, it's a dusty grain.
but you know what? It's better than latex paint.
It is. Yeah, sorry, Garrison Brothers. Yep, I'm throwing that right straight out there.
But not in a. I mean, not in a bad way. I mean, dusty grain. Yeah, you do get that, or fresh, maybe fresh cut grain when they're like, bundling it, whatever. I do get that. Yeah, it's you hit it once again, sir.
That's good for the $40 variance in price between the two. It's not a.
That's very drinkable. I mean,
It is. I would not be embarrassed to serve that to any of my friends that drink whiskey.
correct. Yeah, I think that's the scalability of Evans itself. I mean, because I did bring which one did I have? The 10 year,
12-year.
12-year
Yeah.
Evans, and if you're a fan of the distiller, I mean, you could pick up the notes from either bottle. But yeah, that could be an old fashioned. That could be a sipper. Wouldn't be ashamed. I, I don't know. I've never had the Larue and all that stuff, but I would bring that out for anybody.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not gonna be the same as a stag or a pappy or something like that by any means. But for a low proof, uh, just a drinkable whiskey, it's a good one.
Eh, And I don't want to step on anybody's toes. It may be good for the lady. Um, it's not bitter by no means. It's kind of a middle of the road. Um, I'd say a little narrow, but it's not
Yeah.
harsh. It's drinkable. I mean,
I was gonna see what Bill thought of it. Bill? Nothing, huh? All right. Bill's going to become more visible here in the near future in the studio. He wants a little more prominent position and keep a better eye on what we're doing. So
as well he should.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think Bill was spotted at Walmart last week. It's an inside joke. If you're from Klamath Falls, you'll get it. No, but
Oh.
yeah, a couple of good drinkable whiskeys. Nothing super extraordinary, unless, as I understand, some parts of the country this is pretty exclusive stuff. Fortunately, here in Oregon, it's not super rare. Now, having said that, if you're friends with somebody that has a liquor store, it's fairly available. If you aren't, or if you don't know what to ask for or to ask for it, then it might not be as available as others. But again, it's been my mission over the last few years to befriend folks in liquor stores in the vicinity, and I can go in and say, "Hey, I understand you might have this or that," and if they have it, they'll let me know and they'll let me buy some. So it behooves you to become friends with your local liquor store owner.
And I still say that's a lot better because in Oregon we do have the OLCC um, app or website. You can go down to your area if you have multiples in your area. Search for bottles. There's still inventory issues with that, or
Well, we had that, but we sold it yesterday and it hasn't updated. Right.
yeah. But yeah, knowing the guy on a name basis, that's always the way to go.
Maybe I don't know how many of our Oregon viewers know how to navigate the OLCC site, but maybe we could do a tutorial episode.
I will say there's one I don't like about it is you can't just search a store.
Right.
That would be the thing. If I want if I'm not searching for Blantons and just want to know what's at the liquor store, because I'm not. I have my top six or top four that if they have a bottle, I'll probably buy it and chuck hold it anyway. Save it for the rainy day kind of thing. But it's not available. If you want a stag, you have to type in stag and go from there. But then again, your inventory, it's best to go down there.
Yeah. Well, but I found that the inventory is more accurate maybe than what they claim it is. It just depends on how well they know the person asking about it. That makes sense. So, Fred down the street goes into the liquor store and says, "Hey, the computer says you guys got 4 bottles of blends," and they have never seen that guy in their store before. They're gonna probably say no because they've got regulars that come into that store, um, weekly, biweekly, semi, whatever, a couple times a month. that they know are going to be there and are returning customers they know that they're good people.
What's your
Um,
take on that, though? I will offer that to you guys because I can see it differently. If I'm on the
I'm not
hunt,
saying it's right.
well, yeah, I'm just saying if I find that I found Blantons at the whatever store, I go down there and say, hey, you want that? Oh no, we don't have that. Well, what do you?
Yeah, no, I get you. That's why I keep saying it. It is pretty imperative to get to know your local liquor store owner because whether you agree with them doing that or not, it's a reality. 'Cause I've found now that they know me at a couple places, especially downtown. If I go in there and say, "Hey, you got, this or that," they
Yeah.
have it for me, and I don't. They didn't always. I wasn't always my experience.
Well, see, and that's my issue. I mean, usually most of the time when I go in there, I mean, whatever, I get my old GD bonded, and that's about it. But if I'm out of Blantons and because they see you as whatever, oh, that's the Slits six pack guy. You know what I mean? They see you as what you normally get. So if
Yeah,
you walk in there and get your granddad, and then all of a sudden you're asking for Blantons, you're like, no, that's not you. I don't.
but they probably know you as well as they know me down there.
I'll give you that one. I'm just saying they pick up on habits. So if you go down there and you're the OGD guy,
Yeah.
or
Now, see, since Kentucky, I'm a little worried because I promised the wife after I went and spent enough to buy a small car on whiskey that I would not be buying any whiskey for a while, and I don't want to lose the love that I had developed with the folks down there at the liquor store. But and I wasn't supposed to be buying anymore, but
yeah, which purchaser? That because that was not a local liquor store. Which
it wasn't.
purchaser? Which purchaser are we talking about?
Well, I'm just yeah, I wasn't supposed to be buying any more whiskey. We ran over to
So yeah,
Medford, Oregon on Friday, and I got Angel's Envy store pick aged in ruby port casks or something along those lines. And I had it a couple days prior at a local bar called the Coop Lounge, and I really liked it. And then lo and behold, there it was on a shelf 2 days later. I couldn't pass it up.
well, and I think we also had that in Kentucky. Now, however, it was not the store pick for Medford, but
Right.
the port or Ruby Port finished. Yeah, and it was a good pour.
Yeah, it was good.
So yeah, we both deviated because I got one too. But
Yeah, what'd you end up with?
it was one of my favorite, and that didn't stand hold up to the court. But
Meaning your wife?
so yes, I'm a Clyde Made fan.
Oh, that's right.
So yes, about the
Oh, the
if you're asking me, that I believe it's a single barrel 110 proof. I believe it's a single barrel. It's the red labeled Clyde Made. 110 for sure, but I believe it's single barrel.
seeing that Angel Envy I bought, that was a 110 also proof.
And see, I will put up with the punishment I get from the court because I don't. It's hard to find Clyde Made, and when I do, I mean, I'm not gonna pop it right away, but yeah, that happened.
Yeah, the wife had to call me out on that because I told her that you had picked up a bottle over there while we were there that day, and she goes, "Well, you can't tell me that he bought one and you didn't." Fair enough. Since you mentioned it, yeah, I did. But she liked it too. She had forget what if she had it straight or in a cocktail at the coop, but she enjoyed it. So to me, if she says she likes a whiskey, that's my green light. That I'll buy it next time I see.
Yeah, it's for you, honey. Look what I
Right, look at how
did.
much I love you. You
Yeah.
said you like this. So. Yeah, been playing that game for years. Still works. But all right, well, two good whiskeys. I'm gonna bring my my store pick out for next week's episode. But I would have brought it out tonight, but we got a whiskey tasting in our group on Friday. This coming Friday, tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that may work out.
Tomorrow
So
is
as
posted.
airing, yeah. So that may well. I'm okay bringing the Clyde out because it, if you are in a group that does the tastings, it's definitely worth it because you don't even get. So if you can, I'll put it in the middle there. So this did not go to a tasting, but that's barely past the shoulder. Um, you probably get less than that hit on the bottle from a tasting. So it's to me, it's not a big of a deal. I
Right.
mean, I'll share whatever it is with the tasting. I mean, it sounds like a lot, but it's really not.
Well, and since I've gone from the regular size Glencairn glasses to like these that we got
Oh
on the
yeah.
tour, I've noticed that I am substantially more sober at the end of the evening than, than I had been. Um, kind of returning to the scene of the crime this coming Friday, whereas we'll just say I was picking thorns out of my leg and butt for a week after, but
Well, and that's the problem
that's
with
that time for another.
the bigger Glencairn because on a bigger
Yeah, I don't have one out here.
Glencairn, we've done measured. So if you go from I'll say just under to over, that's a shot right there, and it's hard to realize
That
that.
much there in a full size Glencairn glass is about an ounce and a half.
Right. From
Yeah.
yeah. It's
You
just
filled one that much on a regular size. That's about an ounce and a half. And if I think that night there was 9 bottles, I don't know, probably about 12 ounces
you
of
still
whiskey.
defending the story.
Oh no, I'm just making a point to get small glasses if you're in a tasting group.
Mikey had a lot of liquor there. But yeah,
Well,
smaller
I've
glasses,
learned.
fancier. I think we're both fans of the. Have we shown them?
Oh, the Jim Beam glasses.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
these
this
are
one
old
here,
Foresters that we had.
yeah. So this one is a little bit bigger girth, I guess.
Oh, all right.
Whatever. But this one is nice because it has.
A nipple,
I'm using
bottom
a lot
nipple,
of words here, girth and nipples, but yes,
making me a
it's
little uncomfortable.
it's got a nipple in the bottom side of the glass. So if you do a pour to the top of the nipple, that's about a half ounce.
If that,
Yeah,
yeah, but it's plenty for a taste.
correct. You can get all the notes. You can swirl it. You get the smell. So yeah, if just get glasses that where your comfort level is, I guess, or your
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Just because you can fill them doesn't mean you should.
All
All
right.
right. Well, on that
Yeah, on
note,
that note, yeah.
I think we'll have a full report for next week's episode following our tasting on Friday. Maybe we ought to do a reel over there.
Oh, we could, yeah.
Kind of, if you haven't done or been to a tasting before, we can kind of show you what we do.
Yeah, we can walk you through it real quick. We can do that. So yeah, be on the lookout for Facebook and
Yeah,
yeah,
probably this over the weekend it'll pop out.
yeah. So this will come out on Thursday, and then the reel on Friday for you guys.
Friday or Saturday, depending on how Friday night goes. It'll be out by within a
I'll
week.
give you that one.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, you guys. And again, the channel's doing better and better. If you like what we do, please like, subscribe. We got some regulars. Anthony, shout out to you. Dan, Rick. We know you guys are out there and you follow the program. We appreciate you guys. You're just a few of the ones that comment on a regular basis, and we appreciate that. Yeah, please subscribe and follow along. It helps us work our way through the YouTube maze.
Yes, sir. And yeah, Anthony, was nice to talk to you. I want to punch you for taking my money, but yeah, he's a good poker player too, evidently. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, thanks, guys.
Yep. All right. Thanks a lot. We'll catch you next week.